Hey, welcome back. Today, we're going to completely flip the script on how you think about making an income online. Forget everything you've heard about needing massive audiences and a million complex products. We are going to break down why thinking small is actually the fastest way to win big. Let's dive in. Okay, so what's with this number, $333? It might look totally random, but it is such a powerful target. Why? Because that's the daily income you need to make over $100,000 a year. And the whole point here is to show you that this is way more achievable than you think.
And making that much every single day? I mean, that would change most people's lives, right? For a lot of folks, that would completely replace a full-time income. It's really the difference between working for somebody else and building your own freedom, one day at a time.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, right, that sounds completely impossible, trust me, you are not alone. But the reason it feels so out of reach is that most people are going about it with the absolute wrong mindset. They're trying to build a spaceship on day one. We're going to show you a simple system that just flips that whole idea on its head. So this brings us to the absolute core philosophy of this whole thing. Think tiny. You know, the biggest mistake people make is that they think way too big. They've got these gigantic, monumental goals, but they have zero idea how to take the very first step. And that paralysis, it keeps them from ever even starting. So here's the crucial difference. You've got someone who says, I want to be a billionaire, and yeah, it sounds impressive. But then you ask them, okay, cool, what's your plan to make your first $1,000? And they just stare at you blankly. See, the dreamer is stuck on the destination, while the builder is focused on that very first, totally achievable milestone.
This right here is the path. You don't just wake up one morning and decide to build a spaceship. No way. You start with a paper plane, then you build a model, then a real airplane. Every single step is a small win that builds momentum towards that huge goal. Success is always incremental.
Okay, so that brings us to our next myth, and oh man, this is a big one. The obsession with needing a massive audience. So many people are out there chasing millions of followers thinking that's the key to success. But honestly, it's often the exact opposite.
This is the concept of 1,000 true fans, and it was popularized by Kevin Kelly. And the math here is so simple, but it's also incredibly profound. You don't need millions of casual followers. You just need 1,000 dedicated people, your true fans, who are willing to spend about $100 a year with you. That's it. That alone is a six-figure business. And building on that is this amazing idea from Daniel Priestley called being famous to a few. Seriously, forget about being globally famous. The goal is to become a recognized, respected voice inside a small niche community. If just a few thousand people in your specific field know who you are and trust you, you have a super powerful foundation for a real business. So when you merge these two ideas, you get the winning principle. It is so much better to have 1,000 people who absolutely love what you do than 1,000,000 people who barely even notice you exist. Engagement and trust. Those are way more valuable currencies than vanity metrics like follower counts. All right, the next myth we have to tackle is this idea that you need a huge catalog of different products to make real money. So many people burn out trying to create dozens and dozens of things. But the truth is, you can build an entire business on just a tiny, focused suite of products. And here it is, the digital products trinity. Ebooks, courses, and memberships. That's really all you need. And they're so powerful because they don't just sell information, they sell transformation. And they create this perfect little ecosystem for your business. This right here is the key distinction. We live in an age where information is basically free. It's everywhere. People don't pay for information anymore. What they pay for is transformation. A great digital product is like a bridge that takes someone from where they are right now, their problem, to where they want to be, their desired outcome.
So, how do you create this trinity without totally burning out? Well, the secret isn't creating more content, it's about smartly repurposing the same core information. You can package the exact same knowledge into different formats to serve different customer needs, and, importantly, different price points.
This fruit analogy is just perfect. Think about it. A grocery store sells a whole watermelon for one price, but they can also sell that same watermelon already sliced up in a nice little bowl for a higher price because of the convenience. And then they can sell it again as fresh juice for an even higher price. It's the same core ingredient, just repackaged. Okay, so you've got your tiny audience and you've got your tiny product suite. Now you need a system to connect them.
And this is where people get really intimidated by the word funnel, because they think it's some kind of complex, expensive software you have to buy. But you know what? That's a myth.
Let's just reframe this whole thing. A funnel is simply a system, and a system is all about saving yourself time, energy, and money. It's an automated process that works for you, so you can make more by working less. It's all about efficiency, not technology.
So let's be super clear here. A funnel is not the software. A funnel is the journey you design for your customer. It's the simple path you create to guide them from being a total stranger to becoming a happy customer. Anyone can design this.
Here's what most people do wrong. They get some traffic, right? And then they just scatter it everywhere. They're pointing people to 3, 4, maybe even 15 different links. This is the classic link in bio problem. And when you give people too many choices, they get confused and end up choosing nothing at all.
The expert approach is the complete opposite. You funnel all of your traffic to one single focused offer. And this is usually your lowest priced product, like an ebook. You make that first yes as easy as possible. It's only after they've made that initial purchase that you introduce your other offers, like the course or the membership.
This quote just says it all. Amateurs are totally focused on making that first sale, but experts know the real profit is on the back end. The best time to sell something to someone is right after they've already bought something from you. They've trusted you once, and that makes them so much more likely to trust you again.
So, we've debunked all the big myths. Now let's put all these ideas together into a single cohesive blueprint. This is your path to that $333 a day, and it's built on a foundation of thinking tiny.
Here it is, all in one place. Focus on a tiny, achievable financial goal. Cultivate a tiny, deeply engaged audience. Build a tiny suite of products all based on one core idea. And create a tiny, focused funnel that guides every single person to a single front-end offer. That's the formula.
And so that leaves us with one final thought. Instead of getting totally overwhelmed by the big picture, just ask yourself this one simple question. What is the single, tiny transformation you can offer someone? Because that one idea, that could be the paper plane that eventually becomes your spaceship.